As an active Toastmaster member, you may have experienced or are about to experience one of the most critical transitions in club leadership. Stepping down from the role of club president. Now, I must say I enjoyed being the president a lot more than I thought I would, in no small way because of this Jake Tushinsky person. That right there is leadership in motion. She probably had you do some things that you weren't ready to do either. I'm not saying I wasn't ready, but that is what I'm saying. But what I didn't know specifically, this transition could pose unique challenges for leaders with autocratic leadership skills. I will explore the pitfalls of continuing as a member after my presidential tenure, strategies to maintain productive relationships with subsequent leaders, as well as tips for member interactions, and reasons to stay in the club after you've been the president. The autocratic leaders' challenges are varied. Autocratic leaders are characterized by their control-oriented style, often making decisions single-handedly, setting policies, and dictating all actions. Now, you might recall that day when I decided just to skip table topics because I thought the time would be better used for anything else. Didn't even ask anybody, I just did it. But you see, this approach, when combined with stepping down from a leadership role, can present certain challenges. You might even feel the urge to intervene or dictate the course of club activities, or even get a little EBGBs because you ain't the one that's calling all the shots. Now, everyone doesn't have my style of leading, and to treat them as they do when I'm no longer the leader, it can cause a whole bunch of different problems. Now, take Umri. Umri doesn't lead as I do, and even so, autocratic leaders are not cookie cut. So you still got to be flexible, you still got to be knowledgeable. Recognizing and respecting diverse leadership styles that may succeed my presidency is critical to maintaining harmony in our club. Now, here's some strategies I'll use to relate to the 4 different types of leaders who may follow me, who are really not autocratic, like Gigi, she's not autocratic. Similar to my style, these leaders prefer to make decisions independently. Here, patience and restraint can be my greatest assets. Now, I offer my advice only when asked, and remember that it's their turn to lead. My time is over. Democratic leaders, they seek consensus before making decisions, and I got to engage constructively in their process, even though they're not talking to me. I shall provide my input when required, but I will avoid imposing my ideas, which autocratic people tend to do. How about the laissez-faire leaders? Let me tell you about them, because most of them are funny. Leaders with this style, they often offer significant autonomy to their team, to the team instead of them. Now, since they are diametrically different from me, should I ever encounter one of them, I shall truly be challenged. As a former president, I really must avoid stepping in too much. Instead, I'll just provide them support and guidance when needed, enabling them to learn and to grow. Because as far as I'm concerned, they'll only be that way their first time being a leader. Because after a while, you find out really early, laissez-faire doesn't work. Laissez-faire leadership is an oxymoron, if you get. Now, I love transformational leaders, and that's what I see Jake as, a transformational leader. They inspire and they motivate club members to exceed all their roles. So I got to be open to their fresh perspectives and innovative approaches, which I am. I can easily support their vision and participate enthusiastically. Why? Because I aspire to be a transformational leader. So I learned how to ask the right questions, according to Jake, and questions that I knew the answer to, but I had the patience to give the protege the time that they needed so that they could come up with the answer. Interacting with club members requires tact and humility after stepping down from the presidency, especially for autocratic leaders. Now, here's some tips. Now, you might be autocratic and you might not, but pay attention. Respect the shift, acknowledge your role change, and respect the boundaries that it entails. Ensure your interactions reflect this shift. Be supportive. Act as a supportive and inspiring senior member, offering advice and experience when asked. Stay involved. Participate actively in club activities without overshadowing current leadership. Encourage and appreciate, applaud the initiatives and the accomplishments of others, because when you have been the president, your praise carries weight due to your experience. Despite the challenges, remaining a part of the Toastmasters Club after you've been the president provides an invaluable set of benefits. Benefits like continued learning. Toastmasters is a lifelong learning platform. Every meeting offers the chance to improve public speaking, leadership skills, and more. The club offers an extensive network of diverse professionals. Look around you. Staying in the club helps maintain and expand these connections. And don't talk about mentorship. You can provide mentorship to new members or incoming leaders, enhancing your own leadership and communication skills. And how about my favorite, personal growth? Adapting to role changes and interacting with different leadership styles fosters flexibility as well as personal growth, doesn't it? Stepping down from the presidential role in the Toastmasters Club can be a challenging transition, particularly for autocratic leaders. However, understanding the dynamics with subsequent leadership styles, adopting a supportive role, if you will, and recognizing the continued benefits of club membership is going to make this transition a lot smoother for me, and it will do the same for you. But remember, Toastmasters is not just about leading. It's about learning, it's about growing, it's about camaraderie. So stay involved, stay supportive, and above all, keep learning. And despite your tendency to want to grab a hold of the steering wheel and drive the car, you got to fight that urge with everything that you got. And remember the Toastmasters mission. The mission of a Toastmasters Club is to provide a mutually supportive and a positive learning environment where every member is given the ability, the opportunity to develop communication and leadership skills, which in turn fosters self-confidence and personal growth. The reason I thought this talk was relevant is that many times past presidents, our immediate past president notwithstanding, they seem to disappear after their role of president. I don't want to be that kind of president. I was mentioning to Jake earlier today that the one thing I pat myself on the back for is during my tenure as president, I did not miss a single meeting. Now, I know autocrats tend to brag, and I tend to brag, but that's one thing that I really can brag about, because when you're the president, you actually set the tone, whether you know it or not. It was my belief, in my mind, that there were people who had visited the club the previous week that couldn't wait to come back to see me once again at the Toastmasters meeting. Now, I'm not River City Toastmasters, but I am Victor Irving Jenkins, and I am the ex-president. I'm going to encourage all of you to give Gigi the same kind of support that you gave me, because I can tell you the way that I was treated, the way that I was respected as the president cannot go unnoticed. Some of you weren't here when I was the president. Hopefully you're having a good time now that I'm not the president. But remember, members of Toastmasters, one day you might be stepping down from being the president of your club. And when you step down from being the president of your club, it might seem like it's a huge drop, but the only thing that's really, really different is you get less emails. You get quite as many on there. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the Toastmaster of the day. Back to you, Denise.